Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, there are fireballs, meteorites that are crashing into our atmosphere every day, every night. Now, last night there was a beautiful aurora that was seen in the northeast that was beautiful, I guess. Again, I think because of a lot of things going on. We got the Comet ISON on the way, which is going to be its closest point to the sun on November the 29th, the anniversary of when Israel was first voted by the UN on November 29th, 1947, to become a state. And then on November the 14th, 1948, Israel became a nation. Well, that will be the day that ISON will be its closest. But already, even yesterday, ISON was whizzing by Mars. And it was his closest point to Mars was yesterday, October 1st. It was also the day that Benjamin Netanyahu spoke before the United Nations, strong language. It was also the day that Pope Francis I sat down with 8 of his hand-selected cardinals to rewrite the Vatican's constitution. And it was also the day that Obamacare became available to the masses of Americans, including that microchip that's in the H.R. 4872 and the H.R. 3590 in the Obamacare bill that is to be implanted in your hand or in your forehead no later than December 31st, 2017. It's also the day that the shutdown of the government continued to get a full day in, as including the shutting down of NASA. What? Other than Mission Control talking to the guys in the space station, the entire NASA system shut down. But it didn't stop the spectacular spectacle that God is performing in the skies. Whether NASA's watch or not, we can still see it, folks. My question is, if we're getting 48 meteorites seen over Indiana Saturday night, Ohio, Georgia, Tennessee, the Caribbeans, even a meteorite crashing into the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico among a little small village of Mayans. What? And I showed you that yesterday. Something biblical is going on. Well, let me show you this. Unbelievable. I want to thank Nick of New York for this photo. Amazing photos coming out of Ohio. Angela took this picture. What was her? Let's see. Hang on a second. Angela McLean took this picture. Look at this meteorite as it's crashing through the Ohio sky, and it looks almost like a spear as it comes penetrating through the Earth's atmosphere onto the Earth. And actually, fragments of this came off of this meteorite and hit in Locust Cemetery, and also a house not far from Serpent Mound Cemetery. Hit a house and killed 2 people, burning their house down. Something biblical is going on, folks, with the signs of the second coming of Christ. Now, and another fireball, James McKay, I want to thank you for this report, but another fireball Saturday night over Indiana. The picture, I'll show you this one. This is black and white, not nearly as good, but here it is. There is a fireball that was over Indiana, not far from where I am, right here. Something apocalyptic's going on over my head. What? Well, the picture you saw was a meteor fireball over Indiana. It happened on Friday night. You might remember that just last week there was one seen over Canada. And then just last night there was one in the middle of Tennessee, as I was showing you. And also there was another one seen in Ohio. There were actually 48 sightings of meteorites in Indiana on Saturday night, September the 28th, going into the early hours of September 29th. So something biblical is going on. People, they are seeing these signs in the heavens. Comet ISON's on the way. NASA has closed. Oh, by the way, October 1st, Obamacare began with the microchip in the bill. the Pope sat down with 8 hand-selected cardinals to rewrite the Vatican Constitution. What? NASA shut its lights off because the government had shut down. FEMA Region 3 had to be fully operational with all lights on in the FEMA camps in case of unrest and unruliness. Maybe because they knew the government's closing. Maybe it's because they know. What else do they know? What else is going on? What else is going on? If this much debris is coming ahead of Comet ISON, 2 months ahead of it before it gets its closest point to the sun, if we're getting all of this activity from debris in ahead of ISON, what in the world will ISON send our way when it whips around the sun and whips that enormous tail with asteroids and meteorites and comet dust? What? It is going to be the brightest star since the Star of Bethlehem when Jesus Christ was proclaimed to be coming to the world. But also, it is the 666th year anniversary since the Comet Nigra that went past the Earth, very bright, back in the year 1347, the same year that the bubonic plague, the Black Death, was in full swing across the Earth and killed half of Europe, 25 million people.